All right, and to close it out, one more game. We've talked about 3 games that are all within 3.5 points. Not so much this one. SMU, a 20.5-point road favorite at Temple, and this game carries an over-under of 54.5 points. It kicks off Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. SMU took a lot of movement in this game. It opened at minus 16. I looked at that and was like, I don't know if that's right. And then boom, it's 20.5. Yeah, it clearly wasn't right. The market didn't think that way. The under's also been bet down. On Tuesday, it dropped from 57.5 to 54.5. 3 points. That's not insignificant. Maybe what's to blame for that? Temple quarterback E.J. Warner, he missed week 7, and he's going through a concussion protocol. They said he's questionable. Last I saw, it seemed like maybe there was even optimism that he'll play. The market is not that optimistic. And if you're looking at who his replacement would be, Quincy Patterson was the one that played last week against North Texas defense. Should be a good ease into your first start or a get-right position for a struggling quarterback. But no, Patterson went 12 for 30 for 105 yards. 12 completions for 105 yards. He was at 3.2 yards per attempt, but he did add 113 yards on the ground and a touchdown. So he's a dynamic athlete. He's getting it done that way, not so much through the air. This offense is very different without Warner because Warner's not 113 and 1 on the ground. He's more of an efficient. I mean, look at he threw for like 500 yards and 5 touchdowns against UTSA, and Temple still didn't cover. As someone who's holding a Temple plus 14 ticket, that was a terrible push. I hated that. My goodness. And what's partly to blame is the offensive line is just so bad. They're top 10 nationally in pressures allowed. SMU's pass rush continues to be really good. They're graded 3rd best according to PFF there. Edge rushers, specifically Nelson Paul, Elijah Roberts, they're 3rd and 4th in pass rush win rate in the American. Dynamic duo on the outside when you have a couple of pass rushers that can get after the quarterback like they can, mixed with a bad offensive line. Now, I don't know. I worry about Warner's safety or whoever's back there. I worry about their safety behind this offensive line. And they really don't have a run game to speak of. They're only at 3 yards per rush, which is 117th nationally, 99th in rushing success rate. That's why Warner's throwing the ball 65 times a game. That's how it goes there. On the other end, they're also one of the worst passing defenses in the country. They're allowing over 250 pass yards per game. They're 128th in pass EPA, slightly better against the run, and SMU likes to run the ball. Surprisingly, I know we're used to them being an air raid system, but Preston Stone this year, he's I don't know, he's been kind of disappointing to me, but this could be a stat padding game for him.
Brett, did you say this game opened at like 16 and a half? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I believe so.
And now it's sitting at still just 20 and a half. I don't get it. First off, watchability scores 3.6. I have SMU minus 24 in this one. Like that, I mean, that's before any news about anything and anyone. So the fact that it opened 8 points away from where I have it, that's surprising. Not usually that far off. And off the radar games, I mean, or games that have, the microscope on them. That's a long way to be off. So if I'm betting this game, which we all know I'm not, I'm feeling pretty good about taking SMU in the points based on just purely what the model's spitting out and just the absolute large discrepancy and crossing some key numbers there too from a betting perspective. So this game, you said it, I mean, it's all about the Mustangs for me. With 95% win expectancy, SMU is currently number 42 in the most deserving rankings. They're number 32 in the power ratings. Those are both season highs. SMU is my best G5 team by my numbers. The offense ranked number 52. That's the best they've been all year. The defense has been a little concerning of late from an efficiency standpoint. They've fallen to a season low number 42 currently, so still good. It's just they're trending in the wrong direction on that side of the ball while the offense has been getting better. Only one game left on the regular season schedule in which my numbers don't favor SMU by at least 14.5 points. That's a week 12 trip to Memphis. I make SMU about a 4.5 point favorite in that one. So they're favorites the rest of the way, and they're big favorites in every game except for maybe one. For Temple, 2-5 overall, 0-3 in conference play. It's been a disappointing campaign. There's really no two ways about that. The Owls are currently number 131 in my most deserving rankings. They're ahead of only UMass and Kent State. Power rating of minus 18.7. corresponding ranking of number 127. Those are both season lows for Temple. The offense is number 113. The defense is a season low, number 128. I mean, you're talking a bottom 10 defensive unit here in FBS. This game is in Philly. SMU, though, should have the advantage, massive advantage on both sides of the ball. SMU is the favorite in the American by my numbers. They have an 80% chance to make the conference championship game, a 49% chance to win it by my numbers. A win doesn't do much to improve those odds when you're a favorite of this magnitude. You're expected to win, and the model's not going to improve your chances to achieve different goals based on that. But a shock loss would make it closer to a 50-50 proposition for SMU to even play in the champ game, let alone win it. So not calling for it by any stretch, but it would be very damning to their chances to make it to the American Championship game. Bottom line, I have SMU minus 24, 5% chance that Temple pulls off the upset and puts an end to their current 4-game losing streak.
And if they want to end their 4-game losing streak, the offense is going to have to be the unit that carries them, because they've also allowed 40 points in 4 straight games. And now they played Miami, but then Tulsa, UTSA, and North Texas.
Not good.
I'm not saying that UTSA and North Texas are inept offenses. They have very good passing games, especially when Frank Harris is healthy. But I don't know, man. Tulsa, like we talked about it up top, they made Cardell Williams look really good. I don't see how they keep SMU under 35. If SMU shoots themselves in the foot, maybe 30. But yeah, if they're going to win this game, it's going to be a race to 50 points. That's kind of how I see this one. Watch, now that's going to end like 17-14. It's fine. It's all right. I think I'd probably still take SMU at the points. You alluded to it. I'm looking at my numbers. I also have 24.5 is the spread that I make this. And yours are 24, so I feel pretty good about that. I'd also probably take under Temple's team total. That's why I'm willing to lay the points with SMU, because I'm also thinking under 17.5 points for Temple if Warner doesn't go. However, I have not pulled the trigger on that. I'm going to wait and see about a status, because what I'd hate to do is pull the trigger on under 17.5. Warner plays. Under Warner in the last 2 games, they've scored 26 and 34 points. So I don't think that'd be a good proposition. Like I said, he threw for nearly 500 yards and 5 touchdowns and didn't get the cover against UTSA. So if he's in there, they're going to move the football and get up chunk yards. It's just, how many possessions does SMU have? That's how many touchdowns they're probably going to score in this game. That's just how I see it. Temple's defense, even though metrically they may not be last in the entire country, they certainly play like they could be last to me.